Welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be sharing with you some tips and tricks on what you can do to overcome procrastination, and I will be sharing some of my systems that I use to actively fight this curse called procrastination and beat it once and for all, so you can finally work on fulfilling the meaningful goals that you've been wanting to fulfill for so long. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. First things first, I need to set the stage and give you a bit of a background on my productivity journey and how I was able to beat procrastination, going from procrastinating and planning 90% of the time to executing 100% of the time. I used to be a big time planner and at the same time procrastinator, because I would plan anything and everything, and unfortunately I wouldn't be able to complete all of them because somewhere along the way I would get sidetracked by a shiny object or distractions or something different. But most of the time I wouldn't be able to complete and fulfill my goals because of procrastination. If I wouldn't have procrastinated, I would have been able to fulfill and complete those goals and move on and pretty much be able to progress in life way further than I currently am right now. But since I quit my job and returned home, I've been the most productive I've ever been, and this doesn't really make sense because if you're unemployed, then you're not really pressured or forced to do anything, so you pretty much have all of this free time that you can spend however you want, and I'm being the most productive I've ever been. How does this work? Well, this brings me to the first point in the video, which is work in deep work batches. If you don't know what deep work is, this is basically a time block where you dedicate your attention solely to the task that you are fulfilling. Using deep work to fulfill your task is the best way to do it because you will be immersed in this flow state. If you don't know what this flow state is, maybe you've heard of it. Online it's being referred as locked in, like lock in bro, the winter arc and so on. But yeah, this flow state is pretty much a mental state in which a person is fully immersed in the work that they're doing, and they're really excited and pretty much like they're fully focused. Their sole attention goes on this one specific topic that they're doing right now. Flow state should be the goal to strive for when working towards your goals, because when working on a task, being in the flow state means that your full attention is on that task, and that means that your best work will come forward when you do the said task. So you want to be in the flow state at all times when you're working, because otherwise you're not the most productive that you can be. And being in the flow state is really fun. For me personally, I find it really enjoying because time goes by really fast and you get so much stuff done, and it's amazing. I really love it. I highly encourage everyone and anyone who's doing actual work, who's like focusing on your goals, on your task, try to get in the flow state. It's the best thing ever. You'll thank me later. To be in this flow state, you must not have distractions. Well, what are distractions, you might be asking right now? Well, distractions are pretty much anything that counts as your phone, music, environment noise, or any other fact that might be perturbing you from doing the actual work and focusing, like having your laser focus on that specific task. It counts as a distraction. Eliminating distractions is crucial to this process, because if you're distracted, you can't really go into the flow state, and if you can't go into the flow state, you can't really put out the best output that you can in that specific block of time, which obviously will impact the deep work session and will impact your overall well-being, because you will think, oh, I procrastinated again, I haven't fulfilled what I had to fulfill in this allocated time slot. And yeah, you need to avoid distractions at all costs. There are plenty of ways that you can use to eliminate distractions. Some of them include turning grayscale on your phone to make it less appealing and make you less likely to get onto it. Put your phone in another room is another one that I've heard. But me personally, I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb 24/7, so pretty much nobody can reach me via text. Obviously they can call because there might be emergencies at some point or things like this, but it's pretty much on Do Not Disturb 24/7. I don't need to hear the message sound and look at my phone and pretty much be a slave to it. I don't like that, and I encourage you to do the same, because texts are not really that important. If it's actually urgent, someone that needs your help will call. Another thing that has worked really well for me was using this app called Forest. This is a mobile application that you can download from the App Store, and you can pretty much set timers, like I think they're called focus timers or something like this, and you have your own virtual forest, and depending on the timer duration you plant a different type of tree, and if you use your phone while the timer is running, have like this dead tree in your forest that looks pretty ugly and you have to spend coins to remove it and so on. The app is pretty good. I use it to pretty much track where my hours of focus are going, and yeah, I've been using it pretty much as a journal for productivity and focus, and it's really good because it lets you have this overview of where your focus hours are really going, and it can help you optimize your process even more. Cool, so now that we have spoken a bit about how you can avoid distractions and what deep work is, you might be wondering, well, okay, how long should a deep work session be? Um, Depending on how mentally straining the task that you are doing is, I recommend starting with 1 hour, and if you think that this is too easy or you could go more, just increase it. But I usually find that after 2 deep work sessions, I need to take like a longer break because mentally I'm pretty exhausted. So yeah, as a general rule of thumb, I go for 2 hours on each deep work session block, and at my current point I am able to go, I think, 2 full deep work sessions before needing a longer break of like 20 minutes. But I can go 2 deep work sessions like back to back with minimal or no break, which is good. But I have been doing this for a few months, and if you're a complete beginner, then you might need to start with an hour and move gradually from there. With all that being said, we have reached the end of the video. In this video, I went over my systems and what I use to overcome procrastination and be the most productive I have ever been, and gave you some tips and tricks that you can hopefully implement in your day-to-day life to nudge you more into the direction of reaching your goals and finally attaining those long-awaited goals that you've been yearning for. If you have a suggestion for me, or if you have any comment, just leave it down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And thank you for watching. You can see my latest video up here. Until next time, see you.